Greetings, everyone. My name is Marcus Taylor, and this is my class project for Human Factors in AI at Duke University. The title of this project is going to be Machine Learning for Pilot Training, and what we're going to do is try to use machine learning to uh, do what we call adaptive learning and adaptive learning constructs for training pilots and simulators. And what we would like to do there is use adaptive content and sequencing based on user feedback and the progression of the user's learning. So that's what we're going to take a look at. We're going to let the next slide, we'll do a task analysis, a user design analysis, and then consider any privacy and ethical uh, issues. Okay, next slide. Okay, so now we're going to dive a little bit deeper into machine learning for pilot training. And again, this machine learning algorithm will be used in a aviation simulator. So to be aviation simulation using a computer system. And looking at our task analysis, we'll be looking at, and the user analysis as well, user design. We'll be looking at the need assessment plan. What are the needs of the user? And what are the needs or the learning goals, the learning outcomes that are needed? What are the relevant characteristics of the learners? The demographics, age, experience, gender, those types of things. And also look at some of the different characteristics of the work setting. Where the simulator is in a closed area or is it in more of an open area? Is it being monitored? Is it simply autonomous by itself? Then we'll take a look at the job, the task, as well as the content analysis of the different um, aviation concepts. Does this job apply to someone who's a commercial pilot versus a private pilot? And what are the different tasks that are concerned, as well as the content that it will be encapsulated in this learning simulation. Then we want to look at the performance objectives. What are the outcomes? Again, what are learning goals for this particular simulation, for pilot training? And then also we want to look at performance measurements, and we want to have some metrics so we can measure performance and outcomes as we look at the model. So the strategy we want to develop for the adaptive learning algorithm would be based on sequence and performance objectives based on the learning rate of the user. So this would be example, the user is going along, he's answering questions or he's doing a particular task in the simulator, and based on whether he was correct or wrong, that would pretty much prompt the algorithm to either increase the content or increase the level of difficulty of content or ease it based on user feedback. So we want to look at, so again, that's the sequencing performance objectives, and then we want to look at the instructional strategies. Instructional strategies, looking at how we'll apply the different methodologies for the different simulation, and that goes a little bit deeper into particular tasks within the aviation simulation and what the learning goals and learning outcomes are. And then the instruction materials is based on where we get the material and the source information for doing these different learning objectives, as well as the content, whether it's going to be web-based or is it going to be content that is already pre-developed. And looking at the web base is more of a more technologically advanced type method, and that's something that will have to be a little more technical and have to go in deeper at a later time. And then last, we will look at evaluating the course and the instruction, and then making any revisions based on feedback as needed. So if we look at the model depiction, again, you see we have the teacher would actually be an AI agent or the AI algorithm, and which will have the different the goals, have the model for the particular learning application, and then the actual learning content and materials will be in there as well. And then based on, again, the adaptation engine, based on how the user progresses in its performance, this adaptation model will be adjusted, and that learner feedback will be going back and see a bidirectional information transfer there from the user or learner into the algorithm. Lastly, looking at the privacy and ethical considerations, again, privacy, we definitely want to keep the user information private, unless there is some type of public reason to release the information publicly, but we have to get approval from the user to do that. Looking at ethical considerations, we want to make sure there's no biases based on the demographics that are loaded into the algorithm, and make sure that biases such as gender biases for a female versus a male pilot, or any age type biases are in the learning content. So that pretty much wraps it up for my project, and I look forward to your feedback. Thank you.